COVID-19 made a great impact all over the world. It also cast a big shadow on the jewelry industry, which is a typical unnecessary commodity. This time, I would like to talk about what the post-COVID-19 jewelry market will look like in an article by Japan Precious Magazine.
COVID-19 pandemic most shocked large stores. The department store is one of the main channels for jewelry. Was completed closed in April and May. Okay, let me go over the year-on-year comparison of department store jewelry sales trend in Japan. 80% down in April, which is bigger down than the 2008 financial crisis. The figure of May has not been released yet, but since the declaration of lockdown has been lifted in the local area in Japan, it is expected to be reduced by about 80%. In addition to this, many of the shopping malls were also closed in this period, and the jewelry chain stores were forced to close. The purchase of jewelry by foreign tourists is not small share. It occupies 10 to 15% of the sales of department stores in jewelry sector. 30 million tourists come to Japan every year, and some of them buy jewelry. But any tourist has never been coming since April. Considering the above, we made two market forecast figures by optimistic and pessimistic scenarios. Please take a look at this bar chart. Under the optimistic scenario, the pandemic end and expansion of consumption due to rebound. On the other hand, we expect this pandemic continue until September or more and no rebound consumption under the pessimistic scenario. As a result, we have negative impact even under the optimistic scenario, and losses would be enormous under the pessimistic scenario. We'd like to introduce some trends post-COVID-19. First of all, already know, digital shift. Japanese hospitality is famous as omotenashi. Omotenashi is a traditional Japanese way of hospitality with the most dedicated and exquisite manners. It creates an ambience of tranquility and relaxation where the guests of visiting jewelry stores will experience unforgettable moments at ease. For jewelry stores, customer service is most important factor. But pandemic banned face-to-face services at the jewelry stores. We had to change to digital communication. Actually, TV shopping and internet sales companies has been showing sharp growth. Advances in digital technology have made it possible to provide hospitality even online. Today's young people are digitally friendly generation. They talk each other through smartphones even though when they are physically at the same place. In spite of these trends, we Japanese jewelry industry have been following old business style. Now is the time for Japan to make a digital shift. Secondary trend is consumer changes in purchasing behavior. Changes in work style such as remote work cause changing shopping behavior. Up until now, the opening time and store location were conscious of commuting, but there will be shopping activities regardless of location or time. And also change in purchasing motivation. Following this pandemic, they found importance of family ties. They understand mental well-being is more important than material wealth. So far, it will become polarized in a conflict or contrasting situation between jewelry with asset value or jewelry with spiritual value.
As I have seen briefly above, these issues have already been set. This is exactly what we are facing right now. Only a limited number of real jewelers will survive in this era under new normal world. Let's work together to overcome them.